You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The NBA season is absolutely hot right now. We have a fire crew of our own here. We have Justis, Danny, Nijee, and Samory. Justis, you're a resident Nets fan. They've been on a roller coaster all season long, but good news is finally coming their way. Kyrie Irving can play in the Barclays Center. Talk to me about it.
I'm ecstatic, Jimmy. Kyrie Irving is back. All of you know how talented Kyrie Irving is. If you look at his stats for this season, he's averaging 28 with 4 and 5. Yeah. And in the 20 games he's played this season, everyone knows that Kyrie Irving is a top 3-point guard in the league. Should have been top 75, but I'll digress. Now, the Nets are currently the AFC, but it doesn't matter. Seeding does not matter with the talent that's on this team. The Nets are even deeper than they were last year. The Nets are an instant title contender with Kyrie Irving full-time now.
Nijee? Are the Nets contenders?
No. So I'm sorry to say, but no. You still got Milwaukee, you still got Philly, and you still got Miami. Like that's
20 points. That's how much the Nets won last year in the playoffs with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant against the Milwaukee Bucks.
And
you remember that?
And y'all went home.
Because Kyrie Irving went down.
Went home,
He's
right?
full-time now, though. He's back.
But who gonna stop Giannis?
Who's going to stop Kevin Durant?
Nobody.
And then who's going to stop Kyrie Irving? Exactly.
Who gonna stop Philly?
And then now you're relying on Chris Middleton. Is
that
who
is
you really
that
wanna rely on, Nijee?
that is a good scorer, right?
On Sundays.
Samory, why don't you weigh in?
I think this is great for the Nets. Like Justis said, I agree with him. So much deeper now. Look, Andre Drummond played phenomenal in a couple of the games they had. Kevin Durant, come on, he's getting double-teamed every game, still dropping 35 points a game. Kyrie Irving, you get him back, you know what you get. Bruce Brown's been playing great on defense. Thing I see, if they play Philadelphia in the playoffs, you're going to get the best out of the Nets because we saw that regular season game they had. We had Kyrie Irving picking up James Harden 45 feet. So I think this is all great for the Brooklyn Nets, and they're going to be scary.
Danny, what do you think?
I think they're serious contenders, but I'm going to be with Nijee here. There's so much uncertainty within this, for the simple fact, Justis, they're in the play-in right now, so that means they have to go through the toughest path. And then let me list like the laundry list of the issues. Their defense, they don't lock in unless it's against Philly. They're going to get killed on the glass. And don't get me started with Steve Nash's lack of coaching.
I think Andre Drummond, and I think when LaMarcus gets back, I think we'll be fine on the glass, personally.
I mean, Giannis clears. I mean, like, come on now.
Just one player, though.
If Ben Simmons,
That's one player that clears all. That's kind of tough.
if Ben Simmons comes back healthy, I think they give any team a run for their money. Samory, a team that they could potentially run into is the Boston Celtics. They've been absolutely on fire right now. Are the Boston Celtics a threat to the top teams in the East?
Well, let's take a look at their stats before I answer this question because I think the Celtics have been playing well since the All-Star break, but right now they're averaging 110 points a game, 46 rebounds, which is pretty good. Also shooting the same percentage, 46.1, 24 assists a game. Their defensive rating is number 5. Jason Tatum's averaging 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Jaylen Brown's giving you 23 and 2. I think they can be contenders. I will see them winning a playoff series, but I think they're going to peak at the conference finals. But I don't really see them getting to the finals, but I do think they can win a playoff series.
Danny?
I'm not going to lie. My Bucks pick, I'm a little worried about them. Because the Celtics, right, guys, I don't know if you know this, they've been the best team in basketball for the past 2 months. In their last 24 games, they're 21-3, and they're like the steel curtain of basketball right now. They're putting on the clamps and putting the best players in jail. Number 1 in defensive rating and number 1 in points allowed.
You know, Justis, we have a lot of talk about Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, their cohesiveness. Do you believe in this duo going into the playoffs?
I do somewhat. I think I agree more with Samory. I do think that their ceiling is probably like a second-round exit. Now, right now they're the 4th seed, so if the playoffs started today, they'd end up playing the Chicago Bulls, who I've been calling fraudulent since the season started.
They can't beat they can't beat a good team.
I would pick the Celtics to beat the Bulls, but once you play Philly, Bucks, the Nets, the Heat, I don't think the Celtics would be able to beat them in a 7-game series.
Nijee, what do you think about the Celtics?
Boston is my sleeper pick for the playoff in the Eastern Conference. They top 5 in rebounding, blocking, and free throws. And add to the defensive ranking of 5th.
Yeah.
That's a scary team to face in the playoffs when the game slows down and you focus on defense. That's a scary team to run into in the first round and the second round.
Staying in Boston, we're going to turn back the clock here. Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, we'll play some little fantasy basketball here. Who would win in a one-on-one? Who's the better player? Nijee, who are you taking?
If you look at the stats, KD is a better scorer. He was averaging 27 points per game, while Larry Bird is 24. But rebounding, Larry Bird averaged double-double. He had 10 rebounds, but they shoot the same field goal, 49% from the field goal, and they shoot roughly the same three-point percentage. The only difference is Larry Bird has 3 MVPs, but it's a 1v1. KD just built different. He could shoot from anywhere on the court. And he had 3 scoring titles. Larry Bird had no scoring titles.
Justis, who are you taking? 2 legendary small forwards.
Those are 2, probably I'd say 2 and 3, the greatest small forwards of all time. And nothing, I'm not taking anything away from Larry Bird, but Kevin Durant is just a different animal. I think by the time his career is over, he's going to be known as the greatest scorer of all time. And if we're talking about a one-on-one, Larry Bird would be Indiana barbecue chicken if he's guarding Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can score from anywhere on the court. He has never played against anyone like Kevin Durant ever in his career.
Samory, what do you think?
Michael Jordan? Did Larry Bird not play against somebody named Michael Jordan?
Did not score from anywhere. Michael Jordan was not pulling up from half court.
Michael Jordan averaged 37 points a game when Larry Bird was in the league winning MVPs.
But he wasn't pulling up from half court, though.
He wasn't a three-level scorer.
All right,
wasn't.
hold on. I got something for y'all. From 1984 to 1988, Larry Bird, 28 points a game, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 50, 40, 90 for those 4 seasons. In that span, he had 3 consecutive MVPs. Also, 4 second-team All-Defensive. How many does KD have? 0.
So you telling me that Bird going to pick up KD at the half-court line?
Did I say that?
No, but understand, like, KD could pull up right at the logo. He can pull from
You're
anywhere.
making it seem like KD's like so much taller than Larry Bird. Larry Bird was 6'10". And you also see Larry Bird averaged a double-double for his career. KD's nowhere near nothing like that.
All right, both players are usually money. We have a resident accountant here on the desk. Talk to me about Larry Bird and Kevin Durant.
Honestly, with the numbers I'm crunching right now, they're both Mr. 50, 40, 90, so I feel like that cancels out. But Samory, I can't go with the old man. You know why? Because athleticism and skill, give me KD clears all day. Like, I know, like, if it's a team aspect, and this is where I'll give you Larry, his facilitating is better than Kevin Durant.
Way better.
I agree.
And his rebounding is way better. And I believe he's a more efficient player. He has multiple 50, 40, 90 seasons. How many does Kevin Durant have? How many MVPs does Kevin Durant have? 1.
He's taking more difficult shots, and the degree of difficulty of those shots is
Larry
higher.
Bird, shot fake, up.
No, I think
Yeah.
in a conversation of 1v1, I think Kevin Durant's one of the most unguardable players in the NBA. But as far as career looking at wise, until Kevin Durant can win a ring outside of Golden State, Larry's got that 3 chips over
Somebody's
him.
got some sense here on the desk.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Somebody's got the 3 chips
He
over
does
him.
have a better resume.
Moving back to the current day NBA, the Golden State Warriors are going to be limping into the playoffs. Draymond Green just came back from injury. James Wiseman, we don't know who he's going to be. Curry just rolled his ankle with Marcus Smart. Are the Warriors done, Danny?
Oh, well, as a believer in the Warriors, I'm a bit worried. If we could take a look at the stats right now, Steph Curry is averaging 26 points per game, 6 assists, a steal, on 44% from the field, 3% from 3. And honestly, like I said, I'm a bit worried, guys, because he is like the offense with that team. Him and Draymond are like the 2 most important players on that team. And if he misses significant time, they could be first-round exits to either the Nuggets, T-Wolves, or the Mavericks.
You know, Justis, it wasn't long ago we were debating the Suns and Warriors on the desk here for who would win the East, the Western Conference, and represent them in the finals. Talk to me about the Western Conference and what you believe in the Warriors.
I was the only one to pick the Phoenix Suns in that, on that block, by the way. But if you look at the West standings right now, the Golden State Warriors are at the 3rd seed. With Steph Curry out for the foreseeable future, they could drop a little. But, I mean, if they drop to the 4th seed, you're looking at a Dallas matchup, which is dangerous with Luka Doncic. But I wouldn't put them over the Phoenix Suns. They're playing spectacularly. They just got Chris Paul back. And the Memphis Grizzlies always play the Golden State Warriors well. So I think they're done, at least for this year.
The West is absolutely heated, contentious. Nijee, what do you think about the West and the Warriors' chances?
Golden State could lose in the first round to Denver. Denver have a legit shot to take the Warriors out in the first round just because of Curry being injured. You know how Curry is when he comes off injury, and Draymond limping into the playoffs. And Denver had the whole year to play without their star player, so they already used to this already. When they come in, they have a legit shot.
Samory, quickly, are you a believer in the Warriors? And do you think the Nuggets can knock them out in the first round?
No, for the Nuggets question. No disrespect to the Nuggets or Nikola Jokic, who I would say is the top 2 in MVP this year. I think Golden State will be okay. They may drop in the seeding, but I trust Steve Kerr. I trust Draymond. I trust Steph Curry. When Steph Curry comes back, I think they'll do just fine. And Jordan Poole has been absolutely hooping since Steph Curry's been out. But I'm going to take the Warriors. I think they're going to get to the Western Conference Finals. You know, the Warriors have been together for so long. Draymond, Clay, Steph, they have enough chemistry built up together. I think if Steph comes back healthy, he's the catalyst of everything that they do. Listen, they're a G League team without him. Let's be serious.
Yeah,
Look, they're a G League team without Steph Curry.
You can't trust Draymond Green's commitment, though. He's already talking about skipping games just to watch LeBron play. Like,
Well, he's a
come
Rich
on.
Paul guy, so it makes sense.
It does, but
Hey, but LeBron not guy by breaking
Don't
all-time
start.
record.
Don't
He might break all-time record. Like, yo,
And what does that lead to?
You guys got to chill out a
Yeah,
little.
What does that lead to? For the Lakers playing.
We are watching history in the making. Understand that? Like, we are watching history.
The Lakers are in the playing tournament.
We all got to chill out a little bit.
Because
here on the
his
desk.
team is trash. Like, understand that.
No Lakers talk.
Absolutely.
We're talking playoffs.
Playing.
Well, it's clear to say that the West is very, very close at the top. And that is all that we have for you here on WP Sports Desk. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SportsDeskWP for updates and more. Join us next week for April Fool's Day and Samory Rose's birthday, as he'll be back in the hosting chair talking Pioneer softball and baseball, and the MLB season is finally here. I'd also like to give a special shout out to the wonderful Al Clarke and our cast and crew, and a special shout out to Samory for letting me host today. For everyone at the desk, I'm Jimmy Patton, and we'll see you guys on April Fool's Day.